Hey, hallo en welkom bij mijn podcast Verhaal van een Nieuwkomer. Ik ben Ihab en deze aflevering is speciaal. Het is een interview met Firas. We gaan praten over his verhaal. En welkom Firas.
Welcome, Ihab. Good evening, everyone. First of all, actually, I would like to express my thankful that I'm with you this evening, and I'm going to tell some things about myself, about my story, and that I will be a part of this podcast.
Yeah, thank you also for being here. And it's good to know that this is episode. It will be in English because it's more important to know the story than the language.
Yeah.
So we'll speak English. Can you tell me a bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, actually, I do prefer to do it in English, because my Dutch it's not that much good yet. So would like to go further in English. My name is Firas Al Fadil. I'm from Syria, and I'm 24 years old. I live now in Amersfoort City, in the Netherlands or Nederland, and nowadays I'm following a language course, and I'm trying to learn the language to be able to start my study in Utrecht City.
Oh, great. And I met you through Body to Body.
Yeah, indeed.
Amersfoort. And you are active. You like to meet people. And what is interesting about your story that you lived in Turkey for a long time.
Yeah.
So I think it's really interesting to know that you were a refugee in Turkey and you were a refugee in the Netherlands.
Yes.
First question came to my mind. What is the difference to be a refugee in Turkey and to be a refugee in the Netherlands?
Now, first of all, to make it clear, actually, I would like to shed the lights on 2 points. I was a refugee in Turkey. Now, in concept or in principle, the situation here is a little bit different in the Netherlands. I'm a status holder here, more than a refugee. And that's depending on the status that you are receiving from the country, from the government of the country that you are living in. So in Turkey, I had temporary protection status.
Okay.
And here I get the 5 years residence permit.
Yeah.
And there are big differences between these two.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what is the affection of this documentation, the paper, to your life, to your personal life? Was there an effect?
Definitely big effects actually related to the opportunities that might be facilitated to you to go on in your life, in your new life in the country, and to be able to integrate into that society.
Yeah.
And having temporary protection status such as tattoo offered by the Turkish government does not allow you to be able to, does not allow you to do what you want, or to get all the opportunities you might or you would like to have, like other refugees in some countries.
Yeah, that's true. And also what I'm thinking about, for me, I have never went to Turkey,
Mm-hmm.
but I live in the Netherlands for a few years, and I see Dutch people. For me, I see them open-minded, open to other culture. What do you feel about this between Turkey and the Netherlands? Because also in Turkey they have a bit similar culture than with Syria.
Indeed.
So what do you think about it?
Yeah. Now, as you mentioned earlier, regarding to the geographical borders, we have kind of common cultures between the two countries. So it was not that much big difference for me in life generally. But of course, if we want to talk about the language and some habits of the Turkish people, of course, it's really big section that we can talk about.
Yeah.
and mention and talking about the differences between the Dutch or the Turkish culture. Also, it's now now we are comparing to different countries. One of them in Asia, in the middle of Asia, and the other one in the West Europe.
Yeah.
So of course the language, the environment, even the culture and the habits, everything is totally different.
Yeah. For me, the situation is a bit different because when I was in Syria, I have really no idea about the European people. But when I am here, I start to feel we cannot say European people because the Dutch people themselves, they are sometimes different. They have different
They say
character.
that actually.
They are different. Some of them really think about political environment, religion. You can see a lot of different Dutch people.
Indeed.
So it's even hard to say all the European people.
Yes.
It's the same way if someone say the Middle East or Arab countries.
Exactly.
But we are different. Even in Syria, we are
Definitely
different people.
Definitely, yeah.
I'm curious about the challenge that you had in Turkey. What was the biggest challenge?
Actually, if I want to talk about my personal experiences, actually, I won't end it in one eve.
Yeah.
Because as you know already, Turkey was the first country that I fled to because of the war from Syria. So it's my first experience as a refugee.
Yeah.
Which is something, honestly, I was hearing about it only in news, in the televisions. People from Palestine are living in Lebanon as refugees, or in Syria, I don't know, or people from Rwanda are fleeing to another country, to the neighbor countries, escaping from wars, and also because of the conflicts in Kashmir region between India and Pakistan. Also, people are fleeing to other countries, and all that time I was hearing about refugees from televisions.
Yeah.
I have never imagined that one day a war will start in Syria and I will be in this position.
Yeah.
I will be a refugee. Believe me, it was the most hard, the most difficult times in my life. I left my study, I left my school, I left my country, I left the people who I love. I left everything. We left everything, actually, the whole family, because we fled with the whole family. We fled to Turkey, and there in Turkey, totally different country, people, new language, new life, new environment, new mentality, new lifestyle. Everything was new. Yeah. Everything was new for me.
Yeah.
And as a person who fled from his own country because of the war for the first time, kind of we can imagine that first of all the trauma, the traumatic situation that he is going through.
Yeah.
And I do remember the first days. I swear I was crying every single day when I put my head on pillow and when I wake up, every single day. Because we had to work, we had to earn money, actually, in the first days. Because, because of some private circumstances, we have to sell everything. In Syria, and after we did that, we took the decision to go to Turkey, to flee to Turkey, and we did. So we had in the first days we had to work hard to earn some money and to overcome the big financial hardship to be able to rent a house to stay in. Because in the first days I do remember that we stayed around 1 month at people houses. They are people we know, they are our cousins, but it's still pretty hard to stay 1 month. I mean, in houses of people that you are not in a permanent contact with them. So So yeah, the talking about the financial hardship,
Yeah.
it was unbelievable in all measures. The language, definitely.
Yeah.
There's something funny here in this point when we mention Turkey or when we talk about Turkey and Syria. As we all know, they have borders, they have common borders, and they are neighbor countries. And because of the common cultures, kind of people all over the world, they think that they talk the same language.
Yeah.
It's the same language, the Turkish and the Arabic. Well, relatively, there are some spoken words, Arabic words in the Turkish, but it's totally different. And it's pretty hard language, so it was not that much easy to learn it. It's one of the big challenges that I faced when I was in Turkey.
Yeah.
I mean, learning the language. Not even learning the language. I had to also to learn the culture, how people live their life, how do people think, and also how to speak the language like local people, like native people.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
That's hard. Yeah.
Otherwise, you will be in face of discriminations.
Yeah.
In face of also actually sometimes insulting and mocking by the Turkish people because you don't speak the Turkish in a good way like they do, like the native people.
Yeah. Yeah, I can imagine.
Yeah.
We were just talking that in Holland really different, I see.
Yes.
Like my buurman, my neighbor, came to my home yesterday and I say, kom binnen. And he said, wow, really good Dutch. And I said, like, I just say, kom binnen. I didn't say, if I say, goedemorgen. He said, really good, you speak really good Dutch. But this is really unique about Dutch people and I admire that. I admire how they are really encourage people. Although sometimes I feel if they tell me good Dutch, I shouldn't really trust that I speak really good Dutch. I need to work always about my Dutch. But at least they encourage us.
Exactly.
That's really good.
Talking about that, Julia.
Yeah.
And we had kind of 2 days ago kind of integration between some places, some organizations in Amersfoort. I had the opportunity to be there and to talk actually with them. And we were talking with people and getting to know each other.
Yeah.
And there we met an Eritrean guy. And it's been kind of, as I remember, 5 years for him.
Yeah.
And he admired my level of language actually, and he asked me the reason or the motivation that I had to prove my language in 1 year. And Julia also was excited about the reason of my learning the language to this level. And the first idea came to my mind was people.
Yeah.
People. Here, yes, the Dutch people. Exactly. I mean, here, I do remember when I was going to school in integration work, we were leaving the class and we were going outside and stopping people randomly and trying to talk with them.
Yeah, really nice.
And you can't even imagine the smile in their faces and the happiness. Telling you we are so happy that you are trying to learn the language. Even if they don't say that, well, actually they didn't miss any opportunity to say that, to say also the compliments.
That's really great.
So it was really my first and big motivation to learn the language as something in return.
Exactly.
But in Turkey it's totally different. I told you earlier before we start the episode of this podcast.
Yeah.
Even if you talk a good language, a good level of language, you will be mocked, you will be insulted by telling that even you talk the language like native people
challenge.
Or go somewhere else.
Really big challenge.
Indeed.
I can imagine. And I want to go to the point that you said when you were in Syria, you or me, we were sometimes look at the TV and see there are war in other countries and we see it's like we pray that it will be solved the problem.
Yes.
We will be happy that if the people in the world safe, But at the end, it's not the war in my country. And when we were also in Holland, it started the corona crisis in China, and we felt a bit like it will stay in China. It will not
it will
to come.
spread, yeah.
But it came.
Yeah.
And the war in Syria came. So sometimes that give me an inspiration that if you see a problem in the world, you cannot say it's not my problem. If it's environmental or discrimination, or at the end, all of us, we live in the earth. We live in the same planet. So
yes.
Yeah, we should take care of each other. But one of the most surprising thing happened the last few weeks is the earthquake in Turkey.
Yeah.
Which is terrible. You have a family there, you have a parents, you have a lot of relatives there.
Yeah.
So I want to talk about it, but this one will make it in the next episode.
Yeah, please.
Yeah.
I'm
great.
Surprised with this question about the earthquake. Would like to talk about it, but perhaps not today.
We'll make it a separate episode.
Yes.
Great.
Yeah.
So see you soon.
Yeah, see you soon. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you for all the people who listen now. We will talk again with Firas about the earthquake and a hard story about it. Thank you.